Did Flex wait too long to get in the storage game? Let's find out. Did Flex wait too long to get into the storage game? Or did they sit back, take notes, and come out with an awesome line of products? Let's dig in and see what you think. We're just going to jump right into the Flex Stack Pack system because there is a ton of information that we need to get through, and it's all exciting. I'm telling you, after I get through these main pieces, I'm going to bring other things into this that are probably even more exciting because it just compounds to this system. This is the FS1101, and it's kind of the base of the whole storage system, at least if you want to be somewhat mobile, and this is the Rolling Tool Box. And this is $139. If you buy this alone, $139. A very solid built system, nice heavy duty handles. You see huge wheels on here that not only are they 9+ inch wheels, but you have a nice thick rubber coating here on the edge. And look at the tread on these things. I mean, we're not talking about little bitty tires. We're talking about 2 1/4, 2 3/8 of an inch wide on these big rubber wheels. And one thing I like about them is they do stick beyond the toolbox, and that definitely helps in treading stairs and different obstacles in the way. Then you can pull it up the face of those stairs, and you don't have to worry about just dragging up the back of the toolbox. Solid built construction, obviously with impact resistant plastic, as well as aluminum structure here on the corners and on the front for the handle, and then even on the back, obviously for the collapsible handle. And then there's an additional, you can see these little green tabs down here. I'm going to show you this here in one moment. But typical extension handle, push the button there and extend the handle up. Push the handle or push the button and the handle slides down. Now I know immediately people want to know how high is the handle, and that is a great question. So we can see here, and this is in the fully collapsed position, we're looking at 26.5 inches. But here's the kicker on this. So right now it's collapsed all the way. If I push the button, that's as far as it's going to collapse. Push the button, pull it up, push the button, it comes back down, and it will lock obviously into position, and then it'll come back down. However, watch this. If you look down here on the bottom, there's little green tabs there because that's the handle that's coming through the bottom. So you can see there. And if I reach on the other side and pull this back, and that clicks into place, then push the button here, pull up, and pull the whole handle out. So you can see little buttons here. Push it one way, it extrudes out. Push the other button, and it makes it flush, and then we can put it back in. Click those to lock them, and now it's not going to come out. 2 clicks of those green buttons right there, and that handle easily comes right out. Now, height of the box itself, looks like to the top of the lid, you're looking at right at 16.5 inches, and kind of an overall width is about 22 inches. Thought this was a pretty cool addition here. There's a little label there, and not only that, you can pop this open and make a new label, relabel that, and then that hinges back down and locks into place. There are also other clips up here, and we'll show you those in just one moment. Now, here's one of the coolest things on this box, and I've seen mods to other storage systems done for this, but watch this. So, obviously, nice heavy-duty clips here. Work very well. Watch this. Oh, wow. Check that out. Pneumatic cylinders. So, let me do that one more time in case you missed it. So, a couple of things. Number one, it's going to automatically lift that lid up. Just a little persuasion, and that lid's going to lift up. But what else that does is when you start storing things up here on the lid, which this thing's ready for, again, something I'll show you in a moment, it's going to help to hold that lid up rather than it flopping down. Or maybe you're putting something on the outside of that lid and mounting to it. It's still not going to flop down because you got some pneumatic cylinders there holding that and also assisting in lifting. Really cool to see that right out of the gate. And again, this is only $139. You get a tool carrier, a tool organizer, and then inside the box. So from the base of the box to the top, looking at right at 14 inches tall, and internal dimensions is 19 3/4. However, you got some little wheel wells in there to deal with as well. Front to back, 13 inches from front to back. Now this is the back side of the toolbox inside, and you see there's some things for mounting there. It says Stack Pack on there, and we're going to show you how this is going to tie into this whole system as well. There's also little holders here on the side. We'll touch on those in one moment also. So total expandability was thought of in this system. Right here around the edge of the lid is a rubber seal. This is going to meet up with this little raised ridge right here, ensuring that we mitigate any dust and water intrusion from any light rains or water hoses or whatever it may be. Now up here on top of the box, obviously you see some spring-loaded flex locks right there, and then in the center here, some that actually flip up. We'll touch on those here in one moment, but for right now, watch here. As we just set a box down, and it automatically locks into place. So I just took another box that we're going to cover in 1 second. Those locked in on the other side, and so now it's all locked in. And if I want to unlock that, just pop it out, and now we're ready to go. The next time I come in, set it down, and it locks back into place. So by unlocking, it automatically sets that ready to lock once more when a box gets set down on here. Let's get the rolling toolbox out of the way, and we'll bring in the FS1102 Medium Tool Box. You see a lot of the same construction with the large latches, the large handle, as well as the aluminum construction on the sides for reinforcement, as well as some other connections, which again we'll get into in one moment. But let's talk about the box itself. Now the height of this box is right at 11.5 inches tall, and overall width is 22 inches, just like the rolling toolbox. And front to back on this is about 16 inches externally. Now this also shares something in common with the rolling box, and that is pneumatic cylinders right there on the lid. So again, just like the other, comes out of the gate with the pneumatic cylinders on the lid to help raise the lid as well as to keep it up if we have things on the lid. And this FS1102 is only $89. So the rolling toolbox is $139. This one is $89. And just like with the rolling box, you can see here on the lid, this thing's already ready to start obviously working with something else. And we'll go over that in a moment. Get an organizer bin, which by the way, it comes with one, but you can see where we could easily put 2 of these in here as well. Size on the inside, inside's looking at right at 19 5/8 of an inch, and front to back you're looking at right at 13 inches. And depth on this, about 8 3/4 inches in depth. We also have hooks right here that will come into play in a few moments. Same rubber seal around the edge, and this raised lip here that's going to mesh with that to make sure that we don't have any intrusion of unwanted water, dust, dirt, you name it. And finally, we have the lock systems up here on the top where these flip up for half-size boxes. Oops, I just let that cat out, so we'll go over that in a moment. But also where the full-size boxes are going to lock in here just like on the rolling box. And then we have a lift-up handle as well. And finally, we have the FS1103, and this is what they're calling their Suitcase Tool Box. So basically the smaller of the 3. And by the way, you can also get all 3 of these in one kit as well. Now we have the same locking mechanisms up here on the lid, the same latches, the same heavy-duty handle, even some aluminum construction here on the sides. And then open the box. Does not have the pneumatic cylinders, but again, this is the smaller of the box, or the smaller of the boxes. We have some pretty cool little storage compartments right here that kind of stack up as well. So not only does one go here in the edge, but you can also stack them. You have 4 of those, or 2 on each side, that come in this little suitcase toolbox, which is perfect for holding bits and things like that. So almost an organizer box, but still a toolbox. Now this one is going to retail for $79.98, so right at $80 for the FS1103. Now don't go anywhere because we're definitely not done yet. This is the FS1301, and it's the full-size organizer box. So So you can see here out of the gate, you can obviously, remove these different organizers, or you can leave them in place. You can have individuals, you can have dividing compartments. Even your long compartment in here you can divide if you want to. So just a plethora of ideas and different designs that you can do with the organizer box and the different organizer containers. So if you wanted to remove all these and leave that one and close it, the lid is going to help center that organizer bin and so that it doesn't go anywhere. Again, large locking latches, and still even a rubber seal around this as well to help keep any unwanted debris out of the inside of our organizer. Also, same locking system up here on the lid so that we can lock in to the other toolboxes as well. Still not done. This is the FS1302, and this is the medium organizer box. By the way, the full-size organizer box is $54 or $54.98 or $55. This organizer box is going to sell for right at $40, so $39.98 for this organizer box. Same thing. Remove and replace whatever organizers you want in here. Close the lid, and that lid's going to help secure those containers in the right place, and they don't move around once you close that lid. So if you wanted to remove all these, obviously you could, or if you wanted to just put some in there, you can do that also. Very handy little box. And even the lid of this, you can see here, there's some options here for locking things in there, which we are about to go over now. So obviously on the full-size boxes, whether it's the organizer or whether it's the toolboxes, they're just going to snap right into place and lock on the sides. However, if I have a half box, obviously that's not going to lock in anywhere. That's where these little tabs come into place. You flip that up, and now you can see on the underside of this half container here, it just locks in and then locks into place. So now our same locks work here on this side. And then on this side, it's locked into that little tab there. So just flip the latch, remove it, push this down, and now we have a nice flat top again. So even the half-size organizers are going to snap in there rather easily. And by the way, you know what else fits nicely in here? Flip up that, take our fan, slide it in, lock it down. Now our fan is clipped nicely to our toolbox. Now these next products are as exciting as this whole new rolling system, and so let's jump right into that as well. In the rolling toolbox, so the large one with the wheels as well as the medium toolbox, when you open the lid, not only do we have the pneumatic cylinders to help raise the lid, but we also have these little hoops in here that I said we would get back to in just one moment. Well, what that is for is a couple of things, and enter in model number FS1101, and it is the battery holder. So look at this, these clips right here, go right into those clips, and that locks into place. You see these little locking tabs right there. Now that's locked into place. Take our batteries, clip them in, the lid will close, no problem at all. We're good to go. So love to see that battery holder. And by the way, it will also integrate with the outside of the box, but I'll have to show you that in one moment as well. So that's the FS1101 battery holder. And again, just very easy right out of the box. Just slide it in there and it clips and you're done. That's going to sell for $19.98, so 20 bucks for the battery holder. The next was going to require a little more. So now we have our medium toolbox locked into our rolling toolbox. Make sure these latches are latched. So we're locked together here, and what do we see exposed? Obviously we have these aluminum tracks, and you see these nutserts in there, meaning there's threaded nuts in there that we can utilize for something. Well, Flex thought of that. This is the FS1102 level holder. So we're going to take this right here, which is kind of the base of the system, and obviously it comes with the all the screws you need as well. Screw that in there. Going to assume we have a longer level. Lock that one in there. So you can see here, this one is a pass-through, so your level will slide through here, and then this one has a bottom on it, so you can mount that on the lower side. So now your level slides through here, sits in here, and now you've got a level holder right here on the toolbox. And that level holder is going to sell for $20 for the kit that comes with the bolts and everything else. And then we have the front tool track rail, and this is the FS1103. This is also $20. It mounts very easily as well. You can put them on either one. And now the rail, which is made of metal, is going to screw in to those plastic pieces. So now on the rail, you can hang your tools wherever you need to. Hang your tape measure, whatever it is. Whatever else you want to hang on there, you can do so. That is nice and sturdy. And again, that's going to sell for $20 for that kit. Then we have the FS1104, and this is a side mount tool rack, but you get 2 of them. So you get 4 of these, and you get 2 of the rails, and just as it sounds, these are going to mount on the side of the box. So same way here, now we can hang things on the side. That kit's going to sell for $40 because you get 2 of the hanging racks for the sides, 1 for each side, as well as you get the 4 mounting brackets and all the hardware as well. And still a couple of more things to cover, one of them being the cord wrapper. Now this is the FS1105, and it is also $20 or $19.98. And I think you get it as far as what it is. A perfect hook to be able to wrap your extension cord. This also is $20 for the complete kit, hardware and all. And finally, we've talked about toolboxes, we've talked about organizers, we've talked about battery holders and level holders and different tool holders. We have not talked about chargers, but they have not forgotten about us. You can buy this 2-pack of charger mounts. It comes with the 2 mounts and the screws. And this is the FS1606, and that's going to run you $20, $19.98. Let me get all those screws out of there. So where are we going to put this? Well, a couple of things. Number one, Flex makes several chargers. They make a dual charger, they make a supercharger, a rapid charger, and several different chargers. No problem, because these extend into whatever charger you have. Mine actually is this one here. That's going to fit the supercharger, and you can see it clips in here and then locks in, and we'll go over that here in one moment. And so I take this, and it meshes up with these holes right there. Now with the charger mount in, just line it up with the keyholes, slide it over, and it locks into place. Set the cord in there, close it, and we're good to go. We actually think Flex did an amazing job at entering the market like they did with this storage system. Yes, they've let everybody get a head start of a couple of years. However, when they came out with the storage system, they also came out with all their accessories as well. So they're integrating with their batteries, they're integrating with their chargers, they're integrating with their power tools, they're integrating with common things like extension cords and levels and racks to just hold different things. And something we didn't even get into yet are their accessories. and they're ready for flex stack pack as well. So like these accessories here, here's two different kits that are held together. Easy push of a button connects these. We'll do a full review on these alone, but you see how easy they are to connect, as well as that you can even open them as they're stacked together, and these integrate within the boxes also. Then you even look at things like the fan that integrates with the top of the stack pack system. They did a great job. The fact that you can get this, all three, by the way, if you want to get all three of these boxes, it's $299. So for less than $300, you can be all in with the Rolling Tool Box, the Medium Tool Box, and the Suitcase Tool Box. And then obviously, then you can get into the organizers and all the other accessories as well. But to be in for $300 for the 3-pack stack, if you will, not a bad deal whatsoever. All of it's lifetime warranted as well. So be sure to check it out. We'll have a link in the description for each of these. As I mentioned, we'll come back and do another review of all the different accessories. There's tons here, from sockets to bits to sanding things. There's drill bits, you name it. They've also got accessories for as well, and tons of different bits in different varieties and different numbers. Hey, keep track of us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even TikTok. And if you don't mind, would you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already? And by all means, if you hated our video, then give us a thumbs down. But would you let us know in the comments why? Have a great day and keep smiling.